Hello everybody, my name is Mark. Welcome to my channel. All right, we are on Butterfield Canyon Road, about halfway between, I guess, Tooele and the Salt Lake Valley. Tooele, Utah is to the west, which is that direction, and Salt Lake City and the Salt Lake Valley is all to the east, which is that direction. And I rode up here on my motorbike, as you may have guessed. This is the bike I'm going to be selling, and I'll get into that. But for now, we're just enjoying the day. We're enjoying one of the last days with this motorcycle. Hopefully it'll sell. But for now, it's mine. It's running. It's registered. It's insured. I'm going to use it. And I wanted to come up here to this place, which is the Bingham Canyon or Bingham Mine, Kennecott Copper Mine Overlook. And I've been up here before and I don't remember having any issues, but I saw this sign and I thought I'd stop for a minute and read it very carefully. And I think the important part right there is if this CWMU has accessible public land within its unit boundary, the public may access that land, except for hunting. I'm not hunting, but I just want to drive up there and maybe fly the drone around. But I don't want to get any fines or fees just for trying to enjoy the day. So I think I'm going to keep on going. It's just a few more miles, if that far. The road is pretty bumpy, and it may not be the greatest bike for dirt roads, but it actually does pretty good. And I have rid it quite far on dirt roads and been camping on it. But again, we'll get into that a little bit later. So I'll get rolling here again. All right, so that is the Kennecott Copper Bingham Canyon Mine. It's one of the largest copper mine, one of the largest open pit mines in the entire world. And, you know, I don't know exactly. There's one in South America, I think, which is either bigger or near the same size. It's bigger in some way or something like that. I don't know. But this place is big. All right, let me get out of this helmet and whatnot. I didn't bring my Sony camera. So that's about as good a zoom as we're going to get. Pretty amazing. So I set up the GoPro right over here, doing a little time lapse. Battery's about 30%, so it won't last long. I won't be here too long. I did bring lunch. It's about noon, a little bit after noon right now, so I'll eat lunch before I leave. But yeah, I really would like to rock hound up in here, but it's all, you know, private. It's all Kennecott land. So if you go on the other side of this fence, I imagine you're trespassing. You know, there's some awesome peaks. I forget what they're called, Nelson Peak or Clipper Peak or something like that. But, you know, it's just peak after peak after peak till you get to the Salt Lake, which is that direction. Salt Lake City being that way. And this is the south end of the Salt Lake Valley. Tooele Valley over there to the west. But I did see some cool flowers here and there, so I think we can go on the other side a little bit and get a little close-ups of some things. I think that'll probably be all right. But here we are, Bingham Mine Overlook, Kennecott Mine Overlook. I did bring the drone, so I'll fly that here in a minute. I brought 3 batteries, so I can fly the heck out of it if I want to. Now you'll see dozens, if not 100, of those giant trucks, giant dump trucks moving around like ants down there. And those dump trucks are huge. I'll get on the net and, you know, get a photograph of one and put it up in the video so that you can understand. I mean, just the tires alone are 12 feet tall or something like that. And a couple years ago, there was a big landslide in here. Big old landslide. And they're still recovering from it, I guess. I don't know too much about it. Got butterflies flying around. Grasshoppers chirping. Well, so the copper mine. I've heard that turquoise was found here once upon a time, and probably can regularly be found. I mean, they don't just mine copper, they mine gold and silver and lead and all kinds of stuff that comes out of this hole in the ground. And could you imagine some of the specimens and some of the, lapidary grade materials that just get ground up and turned into ore, smelted, or whatever they do to it. Just grind it all up. Now, of course, living in Utah, I've heard many stories on the internet. A guy sneaking stuff home in his lunchbox and whatnot, and evidently that's a fireable offense. So it's a pretty rare thing to do. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to be able to go down in there and, maybe someone who's knowledgeable could take you to a certain spot where some killer chrysocolla or, gem silica or, gold bearing rock or something. I don't know. I just think that'd be cool. Just for reference, we're at 8,930 feet. Almost 9,000 feet up in the air. So I'll be reading from the Wikipedia entry for the Bingham Canyon mine. The Bingham Canyon Mine, more commonly known as Kennecott Copper Mine among locals, is an open-pit mining operation extracting a large porphyry copper deposit southwest of Salt Lake City, Utah, in the Eau Claire Mountains. The mine is the largest man-made excavation and deepest open-pit mine in the world, which is considered to have produced more copper than any other mine in history. More than 19 million short tons, 17 million long tons, 17 million tons. The mine is owned by Rio Tinto Group, a British-Australian multinational corporation. The copper operations at Bingham Canyon Mine are managed through Kennecott Utah Copper Corporation, which operates the mine, a concentrator plant, a smelter, and a refinery. The mine has been in production since 1906 and has resulted in the creation of a pit over 0.75 miles deep, which is 1,210 meters, 2.5 miles wide, or 4 kilometers wide, and covering 1,900 acres, 3 square miles, 770 hectares, 7.7 kilometers squared. It was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1966 under the name Bingham Canyon Open Pit Copper Mine. The mine experienced a massive landslide in April of 2013 and a smaller slide in September of 2013. And now, so that's just the one little chapter or one little paragraph of the Wikipedia entry. And if you want to know more about this mine, it's got a lot of other things here that you can look at, and I'll put a link in the description below. Thanks for watching. flew the drone around. Pretty cool spot to fly the drone. But I think it's time for a little bit of lunch. Brought a handmade sandwich, a cookie, some chips. I think I've got a little tangerine or some kind of a citrus in there. Just busy, busy, busy. The strange bugs. All right, so I just pulled over and there was some cool looking flowers here. I thought we could look at those for a second. Some killer thistles. At least I assume that's a thistle. I'm no botanist. Damn biting flies. Just cool plants. Butterflies. It's glorious. Beautiful plant. Time to continue on. Saw this nice spot on the way up the hill. And I thought, that's a nice spot to maybe stop and have a look around. Not much of a creek. Oh, someone left their lighter. Well, I gotta see if the lighter works or not. Yeah,